Radio, Kids Radio Show. Tune in to Kids Radio. It's never too late, we're always ready for a show. Tune in to Kids Radio. The songs that you hear will help your music sense to grow. Tune in to Kids Radio and start your hands to clapping or tap your little toe. Tune in to Kids Radio and listen, we're ready to go. Welcome to another Kids Radio show. I'm Miss Carolyn and
I am the wunderbar Mr. Invento, here for another great adventure.
Mr. Invento, I must have forgotten to lock the studio door again since you got in here.
No, you remember to lock it all right. But I have a gadget that unlocks doors in my pocket, you see?
Mr. Invento, that's illegal.
Yeah, maybe so. But how could I show you my beautiful new machine unless I got it here into your studio? Well, here it is. Hey, what do you think, Huh?
What is it? It looks like some kind of big sled with 2 seats in it.
Yeah, but a special type of sled that will allow us to slip back through time to where, I should say, to whenever we want. Pretty nifty, eh?
Hey, you mean like a time machine?
Yeah, you get the idea. Here, you sit in the padded seat for the passenger, right?
Well, all right, but I don't want it to start up.
Nine. It won't start with just you sitting in it, no.
Well, it is pretty comfortable now that I'm sitting in it. Just out of curiosity, how does it work?
Well, first we set it on this meter here to where or when we want to go to, see? See, I will set it on, let's say, medieval times when there was kings and queens and knights and dragons and stuff like that, you know?
That seems simple enough.
Yeah.
Well, how does it start?
Well, it starts whenever I sit down in the driver's seat. Like this, see? You see?
You sat down and activated it, Mr. Invento. Oh, no. How do we stop it?
I have not figured that one out yet, Miss Carolyn. I am sorry, but all we can do now is hang on.
Oh, no!
We'll be back with more Kids Radio Show after this. Well, it appears that we have stopped, Miss Carolyn. Not too soon, either. We were starting to overheat, you know.
But where, or should I say when, are we?
The time meter is set on medieval times, so I suppose that is where we have landed, you know?
But I can still feel the time sled moving, Mr. Invento. In fact, I think it's tipping over. Oh, no!
What, du Lieber, what happened?
Look, Mr. Invento, our time sled was sitting on top of that long, green, scaly thing, and it stretches out across the ground as far as I can see in either direction, and it's moving!
Stand back! It must be a giant snake or something!
Oh, varlets, 'tis no serpent, but the tail of Dicky Dragon you pulled yon strange chariot upon.
And this snake is talking to us too, Miss Carolyn.
No, Mr. Invento, it's this old man standing here behind us, and he's wearing metal clothing.
Milady, dost thou require services from me? Art thou in distress from this scruffy varlet of a little brain?
Now, wait a minute! Who are you calling a scruffy varlet? You tin man in rusty armor, huh?
Armor! Oh, then you must be a knight.
Indeed, milady. In my quest to slay a dragon, you were resting yon strange chariot on the tail of Dicky Dragon, but I seek him not.
That is a dragon's tail? But it is so long, it goes clear out of sight!
Indeed, that is the tail of Dicky Dragon.
Here's a wail of the tail of Dicky Dragon, who was born not much bigger than a mouse. But his tail grew in size till he had to realize that his tail was growing right out of the house. It's a wail of the tail of Dicky Dragon, but the long and the short of it is true. And if you should doubt what this song is all about, then I feel sorry for you.
Every hour it grew about 100 miles or 2, till he woke up and found himself one day
having breakfast in New York while his tail swam in San Francisco Bay. It's a whale of the tail of Dickie Dragon, but the long and the short of it is true. And if you should doubt what this song is all about, then I feel sorry for you. Across the ocean it went, over every continent. It just kept on growing at a lightning pitch. And if you think a quake is what made Alaska shake, it was really Dickie's tail that had an itch. It's a whale of the tail of Dickie Dragon, but the long and the short of it is true. And if you should doubt what this song is all about, then I feel sorry for you.
When it ran out of ground, then it started upward bound. Yep, it took off like a runaway balloon. And before long it got higher than an astronaut. Dickie's tail was first to land upon the moon.
It's a whale of the tail of Dickie Dragon, but the long and the short of it is true. And if you should doubt what this song is all about, then I feel sorry for you.
'Cause my friend, for what it's worth, there is nothing on this earth that'll take you where imagination will. For with dreams in your eyes, you can reach up to the skies, where you'll find that Dickie's tail is growing still.
It's a whale of the tail of Dickie Dragon, but the long and the short of it is true.
And if you should doubt what this song is all about,
Then I feel sorry for you.
So, you're a knight in search of a dragon?
He is a pretty old codger too, eh, Miss
Thou
Carolyn?
showest many years of living upon thy ugly face as well, strange one.
What? Why, how dare you revert to me in that tone?
Calm down, Mr. Invento.
But I am not just a knight. I am a king who was once a prince. But before that, I myself suffered the problem of being a dragon.
You were a dragon?
Indeed, but 'twas long ago in time's tender years.
Miss Carolyn, if you don't mind me saying so, I think the old boy is a bit over the rainbow, if you know what I mean, you know?
I was wed to a beautiful princess while I was still in my dragon form in those days.
I must admit that I never knew dragons married princesses.
No, 'twas a curse put upon me by an evil witch named Dismayne, that I would remain a dragon until kindness was showered upon me for a full year by a beautiful woman. Hast thou not heard of this story?
No, but we're rather new around here anyway.
Oh, yeah, in fact, we only arrived several minutes ago.
Then I will tell thee the tale of the dragon and the princess.
Long, long ago, in a kingdom far away, a witch took the daughter of the king one day to the top of a mountain so icy and tall that no one could climb up and reach her at all. The king was distraught and he promised on his life the first one to rescue her would have her for a wife. Each prince came and tried, but alas and alack, one step up the ice and they slid right back.
then from out of the woods there came a dragon breathing fire and flame. He melted a path through the ice and snow and brought the princess down below.
The kingdom rejoiced and was happy once again, till up spoke the dragon and he said,
But no matter how he tried, the dragon took off with the princess for his bride. And though he was ugly, so ugly she cried, her good little heart kept her there by his side. She cleaned up his house, sewed the buttons on his shirt. She washed and she ironed and she cooked his dessert, and cared for him kindly in just every way. And soon they were married, a year and a day.
Then as 12 o'clock ticked by, the dragon stood with his head held high. Your kindness broke the spell, he said, and he turned into a prince instead.
It's only a tale of what happened long ago in a far-off kingdom of the world you know. But all good people recall ever since how kindness can even change a dragon to a prince.
Wouldst thou help me upon my quest to find the right dragon?
Now wait a minute. Why are you trying to track down some poor dragon when you used to be one yourself?
The dragon I seek has stolen away my beautiful daughter, the Princess Daphne, and my queen cannot rest until she is restored to us. Therefore, I must track down and slay the kidnapping dragon, and 'twas not Dickie Dragon of the long tail, but another I recognize not.
Well, maybe we can help, sir.
Yeah, fine. You go help him while I stay here and guard our time machine. Yeah, right, Miss Carolyn? Huh?
Oh, no. You're coming along too, Mr. Invento.
Oh.
The place I have in mind is right up there on that mountainside.
Yea, we must be vigilant, for that is Skull Mountain, the home of many dragons. Perhaps we should question some of the villagers before we travel to the mountain and see if they have heard of any dragons roaming from the mountain lately.
Oh, here comes someone down the road from the direction of Skull Mountain, and he looks like a villager.
Thou speakest in a strange tongue. I will do the asking. Ho there, serf! Speak with us for a moment.
Miss Carolyn, look at his clothes. They are all black and burnt looking, and his hair is all frizzled up.
What do you need, Governor?
Hast thou seen any dragons at large?
Have I now? You bet your bleeding crown I have. We villagers decided to throw a big birthday party for the flippin' dancing dragon up there on Skull Mountain in his cave.
Yes, I see the cave he's pointing to, and there's smoke all coming out of it.
That's because the blackguard nearly roasted us all alive. Oh, he's a nice enough bloke, as dragons go, but just look at me. He bloody well burned off my hair and singed me clothes, he did. It happened when he tried to blow out the candles on his bleeding birthday cake. Fire went everywhere. The villagers all ran down from the mountain, we did, and when we looked back, all we could see was that silly dragon tap dancing up his storm.
A tap dancing dragon?
Come on, King. We better see if your daughter can be found. This might be the dragon that has her.
Oh, I hope he is in a good mood since it is his birthday.
Cheerio, mates.
Oh.
Happy birthday, dear dragon. Happy birthday to you.
Don't burn down the birthday cake, please, for heaven's sake. Don't burn down the birthday cake, that's a promise dragons just can't make. A dragon threw a party on his birthday just last May. Everyone who came thought it would be a lovely day, but dragons never learned how to entertain too well. The party was disastrous, the story I will tell. The guests began to gather at the entrance to his den. The jolly dragon, by mistake, he breathed some fire at them. They jumped and turned as if to run in fear of being roasted, but it was much too late. so they came in quite well toasted. First he burned off all their hair, they said they didn't care. Then he served the ice cream up and melted every share. It's just too much, they all agreed, but what else could go wrong? They finally decided they would stay and string along. The dragon made a wish and blew the candles out. Instead he fried the birthday cake his guests were left without. With much chagrin he promised he would try to be more careful, and they believed he really would and felt a bit more cheerful. Open all your presents now, it's time to see inside. Mr. Dragon turned around, forgetting that behind his mighty tail squashed every gift, the large ones and the small. Not a single box was left to open, none at all. The guests all got up in disgust, it's time to go, they sighed. They saw the dragon much distressed, he sat down and he cried. The den's a wreck, he moaned and groaned, I've spoiled everything besides burning down the birthday cake, I just can't sing. His friends decided there and then you really don't need cake, and ice cream would melt anyway, and guess for heaven's sake they didn't matter half as much as a dragon in a den, who always would and always could try to be your friend. A dragon is a pesky thing with wings and lots of scales, breath of fire to roast and toast a long ungainly tail. But if you put up with his faults, to his weaknesses be blind, a dragon's just as true a friend as you will ever find. Don't burn down the birthday cake, please, for heaven's sake. Don't burn down the birthday cake, that's a promise dragons just can't make.
We'll return with more Kids Radio in a moment.
Phew, that was quite a climb up the side of Skull Mountain. But here we are at the entrance of the Dragon's Cave, and smoke is still coming out of there, too.
Stand back, fair lady. 'Tis the work of a king to chop yon dragon into little pieces with my trusty sword.
Oh, yeah, Miss Carolyn, he is right. This is King's work, so we better go back down now.
Now, wait a minute, both of you. We don't know if this is the right dragon. Well, he may not even have the princess.
Oh, stand back. I hear him coming out of his lair.
Oh, I am scared, Miss Carolyn. Are those his claws I hear on the floor of the cave?
It sounds like tap dancing shoes.
Oh, I'm really glad you come to my cave, man. I'm like dancing dragon. I'm real pleased to meet you. Make your acquaintance, baby.
Prepare to die, evil dragon. Just stand still long enough and I will run you through.
I'd like to oblige, King, but I just can't stomp my feet. I mean, I feel so good all the time that I just have to dance and all that jazz. You know what I really mean, man?
Say, and those are nifty little tap dancing shoes you have on there. Very flashy.
Yeah, man. These little honeys can really click out of tune on that stone floor like my cave.
Yeah.
I've got singing feet, you know?
Hold still, thou foul beast.
Oh, Kingy, old boy, you need to lighten up a little, man. Have you ever tried, dancing? It really clears those old blue meanies right out of your head, you know?
Somehow I don't think he's the dragon who stole your daughter, King. Why, he's too busy dancing to have been the one. How'd you ever learn to dance like that anyhow?
Oh, it's a great story, man. Because, I used to be a real crab apple and, eat a few people now and then. But no more. No way, Jose. One day I ran into, some dancing gypsies, and they turned me onto dancing, dancing my grumpies away, man.
Dum diddly, dum diddly, dum diddly do. I'll tell you a story that's true.
There once was a dragon who lived on the hill. He roared and adored eating people until the day that a gypsy came wandering in, and he heard the gypsy play his violin.
Dum diddly, dum diddly, dum diddly do. I'll tell you a story
a story that's true. The dragon stopped making his terrible roar and stopped breathing fire as he did before. He never had heard such a beautiful sound. In no time at all he was dancing around. Dum-diddly-dum-doo, I'll tell you a story that's true.
The villagers opened their windows up wide. For 20 long years they've been hiding inside, afraid of the dragon who now they could see was dancing in waltz time, a 1, a 2, 3.
Dum-diddly-dum-diddly-dum-diddly-doo, I'll tell you a story that's true.
The mayor proclaimed it a real holiday, and even the dragon came over to play. He danced with the children and grown-ups as well, and they all wound up very good friends, so they tell.
Dum-diddly-dum-diddly-dum-diddly-doo, I'll tell you a story that's true. It just goes to show you in life's little scheme, the things you may fear aren't as bad as they seem. You may have a dragon that scares you one day, that you'll overcome if you look for a way. Dum-diddly-dum-diddly-dum-diddly-doo, now that's all the story that I have for you. Dum-diddly-dum-diddly-dum-diddly-doo, now that's all the story that I have for you.
'Tis true, the dragon I seek was wearing not the shoes of tap dancing. 'Tis another dragon I seek.
Well, like, Kingy Poo, like, maybe I can, like, point you in, like, the right direction, man. Like, what did this other dragon, like do, you know?
He stole my fair daughter, Daphne of Dipsy-Doodlia.
Dipsy-doodle.
Indeed, my kingdom is that of Dipsy-Doodle.
Oh, wow, that's, like fantastic, Kingy Poo. Like, oh, wow. You have, like, solved a super big mystery, Kingy Poo.
What dost thou mean, O strange dancing dragon of the tap shoe?
Well, like, there's this, like, really weird dragon that just lives, like, a few caves away from here called the Dipsy-Doodle Dragon. And, like, some of us you didn't know what he was hiding in his hand all the time, you know? Like, he'd just, like, say it was his Dipsy-Doodle, but, like, none of us knew what, like, a Dipsy-Doodle was, you know?
What is this hoofing dragon talking about? He doesn't know what a Dipsy-Doodlia is?
Oh, then you mean that the Dipsy-Doodle that he keeps hidden must really be the princess?
Like, yeah! Like, you'll find him just a couple, like, a caves over the way over there, and, like, he's a real strange one, you know?
The Dipsy-Doodle Dragon of Dipsy-Doodle Town has the Dipsy-Doodle that he carries all around.
But no one ever seen it 'cause he never puts it down.
The Dipsy-Doodle Dragon of Dipsy-Doodle Town.
Indeed, 'tis the cave of the Dipsy-Doodle Dragon that has stolen my daughter. There lies the dried flower she was picking the day she was stolen by the foul beast.
She calls those flowers, Miss Carolyn? That is ragweed and nettles. Ugh.
Shh, I hear something coming. Look out, here comes the dragon.
I stand ready to meet his fiercest onslaught.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you, King. Please, sir, I'm crawling to you on bended knee. I grovel in the dust at your feet, sire.
'Tis too late for me to show thee mercy, foul dragon, for thou hast dishonored my daughter, the fair Daphne.
No, King, you don't understand. That's what I'm begging you for. You've got to save me by taking her back to your castle with you. She'll kill me if she stays here. Please take your daughter back, King. Please, oh, please take her back.
Where's that worthless pile of scales now? Get back here and pick up this cave. You've got work to do, you lazy candlelighter. Aha!
There you are!
Oh, here she comes. King, run me through with your sword before she drags me around by my blasted tail again. Oh, help me, somebody.
Come
Please
here, you
help me.
slinking green snake! You've got dishes to wash and towns to go terrorize and plunder after that. You've got a schedule to keep, bub.
Fair Daphne, 'tis I, your father, King of Dipsy Doodlia.
Well, if it isn't my skinflint papa, what are you doing here?
Why, I've come to rescue you, my dear.
Huh? You couldn't rescue an apple from a paper sack. Nice seeing you, though, Bappy. Now hit the road. I've got to get this no-good dragon whipped into line here.
She's grabbing my tail again. Oh, no, not that. Help me, please.
She's got me again. Let go of my tail.
The dragon's alive. I want to go home.
Let her go.
Mr. Invento, I think we better slip back to the time sled while they work all this out.
Yeah, it appears that fair Daphne of Dipsy Doodlia has a pretty fair left hook. Oh, look at her. She's jumping on both of them. Let's get down to mine. We'll return for the conclusion of Kids Radio after this.
KIDS, tune into Kids Radio.
Mr. Invento got me back safe and sound to the kids' studio here. I guess the days of knights and dragons had its good and bad times. I wonder who finally ended up with the fair Daphne, and why. Well, till next week, bye.